So 3 years ago, I walked into a Whole Foods to pick up a custom cake order. And I made eyes with these cookies. I felt these cookies gazing at me. So I felt my heart start to flutter when I asked for a sample. I bite into this cookie, and it's chewy and flaky, and the creamy center had me smitten. I look up and I say, "I'll take one of each, please." This was only the beginning of my love affair with macarons. When I started to research this topic, the Delacroix of desserts, actually, let me take a step back. I've always been infatuated with desserts. I never really thought I would find the right confectionery item to hit my dessert G-spot. I've spent way too much time dicking around with cupcakes that have too much frosting, inconsistent slices of cake, and cookies that have just left me high and dry. Thank you for the applause. After finding the macaron, my viewpoint on desserts has been forever changed. So when I was researching the Delacroix of desserts, I was under the assumption that the French were behind their creation. Wrong. Not only were they invented in Italy, aka my girl Catherine de Medici, so they are not a French dessert. They were not only founded in Italy, but they were created by Catherine de Medici in the Middle Ages, and she brought them over to France in the 16th century when she married Henry II. So France's role is still very important to the macaron, as the first documented recipe came from the 17th century in France. And not only that, but things like flavor exploration and really mastering the presentation of the macaron has come from France. And throughout history, we have all fallen victim to calling the dessert something it is not. Is it a macaron or is it a macaroon? Let's set the record straight right now. Macaroons are disgusting, dry little coconut balls that taste like shit. They taste like shit, everybody. They're made up of egg whites, coconuts, and sugar, basic and boring, right? Occasionally, they're dipped in chocolate to disguise their dessert. Macarons are decadent, delicious little sandwich cookies made of egg whites, sugar, powdered sugar, and almonds. I'll get to the baking process in a minute. And there's a reason why you see macarons at elegant brunches and bridal showers, and coconut macaroons in the garbage. That's right, I said it, in the fucking garbage. And if anybody here likes coconut macaroons, I've enjoyed our short friendship here tonight, and I'm so sad to see you go. Wipes tear, moving on. Macarons, from a presentation standpoint, offer an art-like experience, specifically around the color palettes. You want mint? You want lavender? You want that deep red like the tight dress you're never gonna fit into? Say no more. Macarons can emulate any color. From the actual cookie standpoint, the center crust, like on my shirt, and on there, that's called the textured feet. That's really fucking hard to do. Bakers will spend months, even years, trying to hone the mastery of the perfect macaron. That comes from the actual batter. If you mix up the batter, you're not gonna get the textured feet. To quote expert baker Nicolette from Nicolette's Macarons, she says, "The macaron is a very precise recipe. All ingredients must be measured to the gram with little room for error. Too much or too little macaronage, which is the mixing of the almonds with the meringue, too little or too much of that will ruin the macaron. Ruin it." All details must be accounted for when baking a macaron. The size matters. The eggshell exterior must be light but not crack. The interior should be chewy and not burnt. I burned 2 out of the 3 batches I made. This shit is hard. I also drank a bottle of champagne while doing it. Not important. Not important. Either way, it must be an explosion of flavor in one's mouth. Okay, reeling it back. So why does this matter? Listening to me obsess over a cookie and gesture like a maniac. The details matter. That is why. As humans, we are inclined to shoot for the stars with our goals, which is fantastic, but sometimes when we don't get that instant satisfaction, we begin to backtrack and really lose sight of what actually makes us happy. So I really want you to just take a moment to pause and observe your life and really notice the details. So even if it is a little cookie you're having a love affair with. Happiness is a lot closer than you think. You're probably just not paying attention to it. Thank you.